Service Providers podcast. I'm your host Ali Salman, and this podcast is brought to you by Rapid Boost Marketing, online marketing for service providers. Are you a dentist, realtor, lawyer, accountant? Do you provide services locally? Then this podcast is for you. Here we share strategies, tricks, and techniques on how to generate more leads and sales using online marketing. Join us every day for 5 minutes and take away strategies which you can apply in your business. Hello everyone, welcome to episode 172 of Business Growth School. I'm your host Ali Salman, and today we are talking about how to make your content super addictive using EECU formula. But before I jump into that, our last episode was all about how to convert blog traffic into leads and write content which potential customers want to consume. Very important. And this is kind of an extension of last episode, that like how to make the content super addictive for your audience. So that's what the today's topic is about. So let's start with that. We know that sadly 50% of the content created goes unread, and there's a proper study put together, and this is the reason that a lot of brands don't create content, or they are very hesitant to create content, because they're like, well, if there's so much getting created around, then we probably don't have a piece of the pie, right? It's like, you say, I'm a local lawyer, and 15 other firms are blogging, so I cannot technically blog. But there's also a counter argument here, that we know that approximately we have 1440 minutes in a given day. Last year, Google searches were over 5.8 billion daily searches. Every day we are adding 1.2 million new social media users. So the pie is getting bigger. There are more and more people who are using social media. There are more and more people who are using Google. There are more and more people who are reading your blogs, because the traditional media is not getting consumed. Where people used to read newspapers, books, they used to magazines. Now they're consuming online content. So how can you create content which basically people read? Because the pie is big, and if you can create a really good content, you can get a big chunk of that pie, the big chunk of the traffic which exists out there. And if you don't, like, one of your competitors is basically fill that gap out there. So you need to apply EECU formula. And what is EECU formula? EECU formula, first E stands for entertainment value, and has to be enjoyable. Like boredom kills, straight up, right? That's why people watch cat and dog videos. Second E stands for educational value. It has to provide it has to educate them, right? Genuinely, that you're trying to solve their problem. Third thing, which is called C, it's curiosity value. As we said, addictive articles use seeds of curiosity, because the person who's reading your article or consuming your content, they have to believe that, like, they don't know what you're trying to tell them. So they're very curious to know that, right? The EECU, U stands for ultra practical, because if you make it confusing for them, you're going to lose them. And I'll ask you this: to the moment anything gets confusing for them, there's a default pathway for people that our brains is our brain is very trained to do that anything which gets confusing, we try to bail out of that, right? So if it's not ultra practical, if it's not actionable, and if it's straightforward, it will tend to do really, really well. So following these four things, how can you make your content super addictive, is basically apply these four things out there, because the pie is getting bigger. And we used exact same strategy we were basically applying this for ourselves and our clients. And what I've done in the show notes, you will see that I've enclosed our traffic chart, that how we went from basically around 10,000 in traffic to over 32,000 in traffic, right, within 6 months. So that's over 22,000 unique hits a month, which we able to gain in last 6 months. And how we were able to do that? We did it using EECU formula. We applied that for ourselves, we applied that for our clients, and it tends to work. And that's what I've shared with you in this today's podcast, right? I'll catch you tomorrow bright and early in another interesting and exciting episode. If you have a feedback, guys, reach out to us on Twitter at Rapid Boost or myself, Ali. All the links and everything is in the show notes. What I've also done is I've actually included 3 more links in there about how you can write winning headlines, because it also, like, is the first thing people read. Second thing, what type of blogs you should be creating, long or short. Third thing, how to find long tail keywords using free tools to tap into 70% of the search traffic. So there's a lot of value in today's podcast show notes. Go and check that out at rapidboostmarketing.com/grow. I'll catch you tomorrow bright and early in another interesting and exciting podcast. Have a good day. Bye. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you want to listen to previous episodes, go to rapidboostmarketing.com/grow. Again, I'll repeat that, rapidboostmarketing.com/grow. I'll catch you tomorrow bright and early with another business growth lesson. Have a good day. Take care. Bye-bye.